What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Kaizer back with another video, and as you guys read by the title, I'm gonna be going over how to start your own clothing brand or clothing line. I'm gonna be going over 7 steps today, and make sure you guys grab a notebook or something that you can take notes on, and just stay tuned and just write something down if something helps you. I've owned my own brand, Visionary Apparel, for about 1.5 years now, and I've done over $7,000 in sales. So I'm gonna show you guys a few of the steps that I used and did to achieve that goal. All right, you guys, my very first step in owning your own clothing brand or clothing line is to get a notebook. Now, this is my very first step for any business that you want to create. Make sure you guys get a notebook. So you guys are gonna write down all of the thoughts that are coming through your head, and you're gonna write them down, or write down the designs that you have, or any ideas, or anything that you're thinking of, so you don't forget. That's the main thing, because as your mind starts to think about these goals that you want to achieve with your brand or business, you're gonna want to remember all those ideas. Another key point in having a notebook is you're going to be able to see progress. So that's very important, because you're going to see where you started and where you're coming along, where you're learning new things, and where you're going to eventually, you never end. You're never going to end, but you're going to see where you start and how you progress over time, and the things that you learn and that you're going to apply to your business. My second step is to find a niche or a niche. And now this is a segment in the market that you're going to be operating in. So for Visionary Apparel, I try to target entrepreneurs and athletes and anybody that likes to see in the future of themselves and to be the best version of themselves. So there's a bunch of niches that you can get into. There's the spiritual niche, there's the athletic niche, there's the entrepreneur niche, there's the basketball niche. There's all types of niches that you can operate in. So if you're interested in something, make sure you guys try to tackle that niche first, because you're going to be more involved in that niche because you know more about it. This is also going to be important because you're going to develop a target audience that you're going to try to sell to, or try to portray your idea to. So that's going to be very, very important, because you need a target market that you're going to want to prescribe this merchandise to. Also, another important idea is to make a design that is very friendly and that goes along with that niche. So for entrepreneurs and athletes, this is a bold print that you can see very well, and it's also stylish as well. So when athletes and entrepreneurs walk around chest out, they see this and it resonates with people. All right, you guys, my third step is to start designing. Now, with your notebook, you're going to take your notebook and you're going to start designing your brand name, your brand logo, and your market profile, which is going to be your Instagram or Twitter, and anything or any social media that you want to operate on. It could be Pinterest, it could be any type of social media. And you're going to be building up these platforms so that they're user friendly, and that they can see your products, and that they can see the designs that you make and everything that goes along in your business. Make sure you guys are very, very careful with the designing process. It's not going to be the first design. It's not going to be the third design. It may take you 72 times to create a design, but I want you guys to stay consistent with the designing, and make sure you guys test out the designs with people. Maybe ask a bunch of friends and family, and just see what works the best for you and the customer that you will be selling to. Now, my fourth step, this is a very, very, very important step, and is to have a brand story. This is very important, because this is going to be your why. Why are you doing this? Why do you have this brand? What is the story that you're creating? And the other thing is, for who? Is it for yourself, or is it for people around you, or why are you doing it? The key for building a brand story is to develop your why. So when you have a why and everybody buys into that why that you're thinking, that creates a powerful brand. Another thing is to describe yourself through products, because this is important, because it's gonna be why people are investing their money and their time and effort into your vision. Another very, very important key is to display your belief through your clothing. So that's very important, because the reason why people are buying all of your clothing, or they're going to buy hopefully all of your clothing, is because they believe in you and you believe in yourself. And once you do that, then people will buy in, more people will buy in, and they'll see your vision and your story that you are telling through your clothing. After you start branding and you start developing your why and your how and everything, you're gonna want to figure out how you're gonna actually make the shirts. Now you can go on a bunch of websites, just go to Google. As simple as this, I promise it, as simple as this. You go to Google and you type in how to make shirts or how to get shirts, and you're gonna find different ways and different videos and different sources that tell you how to make a shirt. That's exactly what I did. So I went with the heat press route because it was affordable and I like the feel of it. Another design or another way to design is to screen print or sublimation printing or anything like that. But I just want you guys to test everything out. If you have the budget, test everything out. But if you guys are going with the more affordable things, you guys can look at that. I think heat presses are pretty cheap. But make sure you guys figure out all the products that you're going to use, what materials you want to use, and hoodies and shirts, and how and exactly how you're going to get and acquire all of these articles of clothing, and how you're going to actually distribute them. All right, you guys, number six is to make a price. So after you find your articles of clothing and after you find how you're going to actually make the clothing, you're going to set up a price. Now when you set up a price, it has to be something that people can actually afford, or it matches the quality of your clothing. So obviously you're not going to go to the Louis store and buy a shirt for 20 bucks, or you're not going to go to Nike and get a shirt for $5. Maybe they have a sale, I don't know. But you want to find a profit range that is about 30 to 50% of what it's called a profit margin. So say I sell a shirt or I buy a shirt for around 10 bucks and I sell for $20. That's a profit margin of 50%. So make sure you guys have a good profit margin so that you can create profit, and it's good and beneficial for the consumer that is actually buying the product. All right, you guys, now you have the bare basics. You have the how and why you're going to start your business. You have how you're going to actually get the articles of clothing, and you have the bare bones of your design and your brand name and your brand tagline and everything like that in this notebook. Keep in mind, everything goes hand in hand with the notebook, I promise you. But make sure you guys are following all these directions and maybe writing them down and things like that. But for number 7 is going to be starting your marketing process. Now this is going to be very, very hard for people that are starting, but I encourage you to keep a clear vision and stay on the course. So a lot of brands start ads, and you can go on Instagram and you can go to the ads and you can actually pay for ads, and it broadens the people that your product or your post goes. So when I make a post and I only have 100 followers and I pay for an ad, that can see about 300 to 400, maybe even 1,000 consumers that potentially would buy your product. Now, when you start with this marketing process, it could be very, very overwhelming. So I suggest you find a bunch of close friends and family, and especially if you have a big family, have them all come together and support your brand, and hopefully they'll support your brand. Some people don't, but you can't really get mad. So you're gonna have this core group. It's gonna be your core group. That's what I'm gonna call it. So it's gonna be, say you have 5 family members and you have, say, 20 people as friends, or even 5 people as friends. You can hopefully give them a shirt, or hopefully they actually buy one from you to help you actually buy more merchandise and not come out of pocket with your capital. But so you're gonna want to give all these shirts to people, and you're gonna basically want them to post it. So you're gonna want them to post it so that more people see your brand and they're like, oh, Kaizer's starting a brand, or oh, so and so is starting a brand. That's gonna get your initial push out there. Another key thing that I like to do is find IG influencers or any social media influencer. This is important, especially with TikTok. TikTok is a very, very, very useful tool. But as far as like Instagram influencers, you can go ahead and you can DM them and you can say, hey, I have this product that I want you to design, or hopefully they'll do it for free. But a lot of them would actually want some money or some type of payment to them. But I suggest that you hit up as many people, and it can be, make sure you do it local. Make sure you do it local for the first few months when you're getting off the ground. But make sure you guys find those popular people that are around the neighborhood or around your place that you stay at, and hopefully they'll post a few pictures on Instagram or anything like that. Make sure you guys tag the brand. Make sure they tag the brand and everything like that, and so you get your credit for it. And make sure you guys actually put the time in to learn everything that I just mentioned. All right, you guys, so in summary, we talked about getting a notebook. This is going to be very, very important. This is the very first step that you're going to actually capture all of these ideas. If you guys don't do anything, please do this one and capture, just to have a mindset of an entrepreneur or anybody that wants to actually start a business, to keep track of everything like that. So first we talked about a notebook, we talked about a niche, we talked about actually designing things. So the design that you want to have your clothing brand, you know, how it looks and everything, that how it fits and everything like that. We talked about a brand story and how that affects your need or passion to actually be successful with this business. And next we have how to actually make the clothing. So this is very important because this is going to be how you actually acquire the clothing, how you make it, and how you're going to basically package it and everything like that. Next is the price. So you're gonna, after you do this, you're gonna have a good price and you're gonna have a good price margin that you're actually gonna base that off of. So like I said before, say a shirt is $10, I acquire it for $10. So I buy the shirt and I put the materials on it, and that everything cost me $10 to do that. And then I'm gonna find a profit margin, meaning the price that I'm going to sell it at, say, is $20, and I'm gonna be keeping that $10 profit. Next is how to market. Like I said before, we're gonna start with that core, remember that core group of friends and family. And after that, you're gonna go through Instagram influencers around your area, people that are popular around your area, and you're gonna basically wanna even give them free shirts. So it's gonna be a lot of that. If you're gonna find times where you're gonna actually be giving people free shirts at the start so that you can get your name out there. Make sure it's people that actually represent what your brand means to you. So for visionary, I try to look for athletes and entrepreneurs and people that basically inspire me in a way, so that I can basically have my image on them. That sounds kind of bad, but basically somebody that has vision, hence visionary. Now guys, pay attention to how I didn't mention a website. I actually didn't say a website because this is not going to be something that you guys want to come out of pocket of at the very start. You're going to want to build up capital to have that website made, or I actually made my website myself. It's actually pretty easy. Just go on Shopify and familiarize yourself with that if you guys are interested in that part right now. But for the first part, make sure you guys stay away from the website. You know, that just try to sell products as easy as you can and as simple as you can for the very first few months. Now, once you guys build up these sales, then you're gonna want to start creating a website. So guys, that's been my 7 steps on how to create a clothing brand or clothing line. So just keep in mind that this is the very beginning of your journey, and it's just not going to be a success overnight. So I just want you guys to believe in your vision and to stay true to yourself and just keep being consistent. It's all about consistency. Nothing ever changes without consistency. I need you guys to be consistent and not get discouraged if people aren't supporting you as much as you think they are, or as you think they would, and anything like that. So yeah guys, I thank you guys for watching. I've been Kaizer, and if you guys like this type of videos, if you guys want me to do more clothing line tutorials or clothing line, how to start your clothing line or anything like that, now keep in mind this was the very beginning. There are very much more complex steps on how to actually create a more powerful clothing brand. This is just the bare bones, the bare minimum on how to actually start a clothing brand, or how I actually started mine. So if you guys like these types of videos, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. I'm sure to comment back to it or respond back to it. And I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video.